What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we are going to be continuing with the Trading Every Player rebuild series, and today we got the Philadelphia 76ers. So this is a 76ers team that definitely has some talent on it. There's obviously Joel Embiid, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. Whole lot of good players on this team. Unfortunately, today, we do have to trade all of these players, but the goal being obviously winning a championship at the end, and at no point in time any of the players on this current 76ers roster come back. So this is always a really fun one. I really enjoy doing these. You guys seem to enjoy watching these, but it's not often that I have to trade a player of Joel Embiid's caliber. And before we do get into the video, of course, as always, you guys are new around here, feel free to subscribe to the channel, join the community, and yeah, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section. We have a good schedule going right now. Let me know what other teams you want me to do for historic rebuilds, what other teams you want me to use for the Trading Every Player series, and then some other rebuild challenges, whatever you may have. Let me know down below, man. So this is always a fun one. I really do enjoy rebuilding, teams like this when I have to trade every player. And yeah, let's get into it, see if we can get the Sixers a championship. So I mentioned this in the last one of these that I did in the Trading Every Player series. I've had a lot of comments saying that you should either have your eyes closed for all the trades and don't choose them, and then I have some comments saying you should make all the trades yourself. So yeah, we're stuck in the middle, and I know a lot of people have various opinions on it, and I fully understand where all of you are coming from. And I thought the simplest decision would be to go ahead and, yeah, just do every other video. So in the last video, I did not choose the trades. In today's video, I'm going to choose the trades. It's just the simplest way to do it at this point. I don't ever want to upset anybody with the content, so I guess everybody wins and everybody loses. Let's get into some moves. Obviously, trading Joel Embiid. I'm not going to get into if I think him or Jokic is the best center in the league, but Joel Embiid has been absolutely dominant this year. He should be in the MVP race like he has been pretty much every year, but you know what? Let's look at some trade options right now. So I like this one immediately just because I know how well Trae Young progresses. I like Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. Unfortunately, I probably wouldn't trade, for both of them for Joel Embiid. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has been having a tremendous year so far, and if this was a straight-up one-to-one trade, I'm making this 10 times out of 10. Unfortunately, in a situation like this, I'm not throwing in Tyrese Maxey, who is probably the second or third best player on this team, just to go out and get Anthony Davis, especially when I'm only getting Lonnie Walker back. So, I mean, I'll try this. They consider him untouchable, even though I turned down the untouchables. All right, I guess that doesn't matter. So we're not going to do that one. This is not happening in a million years. I get Brandon Ingram way too much. I like Ben Carroll quite a bit. He's had a hell of a rookie season so far. But yeah, I'm not trading, Joel Embiid for him. So you know what? We're going with the first one. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take Trae Young. We're going to take Clint Capella. Again, it's not a perfect trade. In a perfect world, I probably would have gotten Anthony Davis or Nikola Jokic, but it's just not happening. So let's continue these moves. James Harden's going to be the next piece we moved here. So we obviously went ahead and we got our point guard. I think we get Clint Capella as well. Yeah, so we got our point guard and our center combo. So now we're looking obviously for shooting guard, small forward, and power forward. So let's look at some of these options we have here. I see Paul George immediately, which is obviously a tremendous player. He just regresses so hard. And I think a lot of you guys know that. I like Bam Adebayo a lot. Unfortunately, we just really don't need a center right now. I got marketing way too much. Well, at least I kind of did at one point. I like Tyrese Halliburton a lot. I think making this trade would be a really smart move. Could maybe move him to the shooting guard spot. You know what? I think that's probably the one I'm going to take. I don't really see a player that's been playing at a level even close to Tyrese Halliburton. It sucks giving up a draft pick, but I'm going to take Tyrese Halliburton 10 times out of 10 in that spot. All right, we'll continue to do these kind of trades where it's kind of uncut at this point. I'm going to actually combine Tyrese Maxey. Is anybody making a lot of money? Man. No, they're really not. If I do Maxey and Tobias Harris combined, are there any really great options? Zach LaVine, what happened to his overall, man? He had a tough year. I know some of his shooting stats have been down. Julius Randle's actually been playing really, really well. You got to give Julius Randle some credit right now. I'm not going to make this trade because I do not need another point guard here in Jalen Brunson, but Julius Randle's been playing tremendously. Ben Mathurin. Do I dare do this? Probably have the second best rookie season out of all the rookies so far. I need a small forward and a power forward, which obviously isn't exactly easy to just go ahead and trade for. If I just do Maxey, what are my options here? Again, they're obviously going to be a little bit more limited than what I would have had if I went ahead and I maybe included a player with making a little bit more money. Desmond Bane could move into the small forward spot. I actually don't hate that. Considering some of these other options we have, you know what? I don't even mind it. And I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, yeah. I just know how well that Anthony Edwards progresses in this game, so I'm going to do this trade. Anthony Edwards, welcome to the team. We're going to be moving him to the small forward spot. And yeah, that's awesome. All right, cool. Tobias Harris is our last big trade. Obviously, we're looking for a power forward at this point. And then we'll do the bench. I'll probably cut it at that point, though. So let's look at some options here for Tobias Harris. John Collins, honestly, isn't a terrible option just because he's, kind of fits what I need. I can't believe I can honestly get De'Aaron Fox for Tobias Harris and Montrezl Harrell. That's kind of crazy, 2K, honestly. But Bojan Bogdanovic, not a bad deal. He's just 33. I don't really like trading for players that are that old. I see Poku there as well. Jeremy Grant, he's just an expiring deal. And, yeah. Kuzma, you know what? No, I've learned my lesson with Kuzma. He enters free agency. You have no sort of rights on him in the offseason. I'm not trading for Kuzma. All right, John Collins, who, again, hasn't been having the best year, but he's not a bad option. We also get Bogdanovic to come off the bench for us. That's a pretty good start to this rebuild. We are going to be sending Montrezl Harrell over to the Boston Celtics. We are going to be acquiring big man Grant Williams, can stretch the floor. I like Grant a lot, obviously, being a Celtics fan. And yeah, I'm very excited to have him on one of my teams here in these rebuilds. So here's how the team's looking right now. Here's my thought process at this point. So obviously Trae Young is going to be our starting point guard. We traded for TJ McConnell as well. He was in one of the deals, I think. What deal did we make with the Pacers? I don't know. He was in one of the trades. Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton obviously starting at the shooting guard spot for us. Jalen Noel came over in the trade for Anthony Edwards. He'll be the backup shooting guard. We acquired Anthony Edwards from the Timberwolves. He's going to be starting at small forward. We have Bogdanovic, so I moved to the backup small forward spot. And then the power forward, Collins. We traded for Grant Williams, and then we have Clint Capella at the center spot. And, yeah, so I just need a backup center at this point, and the rest of the guys, I'm going to try to trade for draft picks because I don't need any other backup positions. So draft picks it is. Georges Niang, I'll also throw in Paul Reed, see if we can kind of combine them for some sort of backup center. I do not want Luke Cornett. I love you, Luke, but, yeah, I need somebody a little bit better. I'm not really seeing anybody who's too great, unfortunately. Oh, boy. Kevon Looney, and we also get a first-round pick. That's actually a deal I'm going to do a lot of the time. I like Daniel Gafford a lot, but the first-round pick in there as well for Kevon Looney, that's a pretty good trade. So we have our 10-man rotation officially figured out. So at this point in time, this might get a little bit boring, but I'm going to trade a lot of these players in hopes of just kind of getting draft picks. It kind of sucks, but it's really the smartest move at this point because I don't really need anybody else on this team right now. So, yeah, let's just move a bunch of these pieces and hope we can get some draft picks in return. Lakers want to give me a draft pick. I do not know why you want to do that for a 70 overall Jaden Springer, but congrats. Korkmaz has to go. Draft pick. And again, I know I can probably cut a lot of this out, but you guys, I know some of you guys actually enjoy seeing some of this. I'll take Kennedy Chandler just because he's young, might progress a little bit. I didn't see any draft picks there. Anybody else here? Daniil House has to go. Draft pick, thank you very much. Clippers. Did not mean to do that. This is good. I think we're acquiring a lot of assets, and we already have the majority of this team put together, and probably the majority of this core for the rest of the video. And is that it? I think that is it. I can't do anything about the two-way contracts. They obviously will not actually play for me. But yeah, we're all set. Let's set the rotation. I'd say we put together a pretty fun team for us here in Philadelphia. Obviously, trading an MVP candidate like Joel Embiid isn't really a fun way to start a rebuild, but we've put together a pretty fun and a team that I think will be pretty competitive. So here's how it's going to look. Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton, beautiful backcourt. I mean, I'm not touching this at any point in time. Throughout this video, we have Anthony Edwards here at the 3. Hopefully he can continue to progress really well. The number 1 overall pick in the 2020 draft. We have John Collins, Clint Capella, so we have the Atlanta Hawks front court. Both of these guys I don't think are going to progress too much. We'll see if we end up having to make a trade, maybe making an upgrade. But for now, they're more than serviceable as our fourth and fifth best players on this team. And I guess fourth and fifth best players in the starting lineup. Bench unit: Bogdanovic, Jalen Noel, Grant Williams, Kevon Looney, and TJ McConnell. It's a pretty decent bench to start out with as well. I would expect this team to hopefully be a top 4 seed. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1 here in Philly. I think it's safe to say we put together a pretty good team. We went 62-20 on the year, which I'm assuming was good enough for the 1 seed in the East. And we're definitely in the mix of teams that can win a championship here in year 1. Luka Doncic, MVP. It's a triple-double here for him on the Dallas Mavericks. He's definitely in the MVP conversation right now. Paolo Banchero, Rookie of the Year. Colin Sexton, 6th man. Giannis wins Depoy Şengün, Most Improved. Doc Rivers, who I don't necessarily think is a great head coach, does win Coach of the Year for us as we do go 62-20. So that's the best record in the NBA. We are obviously hoping for a long and prosperous playoff run. Trae Young almost averaged 30 points a game. I mean, the man averaged a double-double. Beautiful. Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, John Collins, Bogdanovic, Jalen Noel. Capella was 0.1 points off of a double-double. Grant Williams, Kevon Looney, and TJ McConnell. Rebounds was Capella, and assists was Tyrese Halliburton. We have 2 guys that can put up double-double assist numbers. or double-digit assist numbers, I guess would be the better way of wording that, and Trae Young and Tyrese Haliburton, which is obviously awesome to see. This is not an easy first-round matchup with the Nets. I mean, Kyrie and KD are a hell of a duo. They're probably a top 2 or 3 duo in the entirety of the NBA. You all know who my pick is for the best duo in the league, but we're not getting into that. We do end up sweeping them, moving on to the Cavaliers here in round 2, who are definitely not a fun team to play when I do Eastern Conference rebuilds. I think if I'm going to beat them, it's going to be now just because they're a little bit younger, not as experienced. So, yeah, hopefully we can get that done. Don't blow a 3-1 lead. Oh, my God. Okay, wow, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. 76ers finally get out of the second round, and we have the Boston Celtics, who, again, just not getting any easier for us here as it goes on. This is actually what I wanted the Celtics starting lineup to be before the year started, but, when Rob Willock comes back, I'm assuming they're going to continue with the double bigs they did last year. I don't want to beat the Celtics, but I do want to beat the Celtics. We're up 3-0. We're going to hopefully not blow a 3-0 lead. We're in the NBA Finals. We're going to be taking on Ja Morant, who just had a hell of a Western Conference Finals, and the rest of the Memphis Grizzlies. They have, obviously, Ja. They have Desmond Bane, who I almost traded for. Dylan Brooks, Triple J, Steven Adams, Tyus Jones, Santi Aldama. I mean, is it possible? Championship here in year 1? I hope so. We're up 3-1. 3-2. Don't do this. 2K. Don't do this to me. There's just, if we're blowing 3-1 leads here, I think I'm just cursed at this point. And if we blow a lead, especially this fat of a lead here, going into game 7, yeah, we won. Okay, so championship year 1 in a trading every player rebuild. Obviously, it gets a lot easier when I get to choose the trades myself, but you know what? That just means we're going for a 3-peat. I'm very happy with this team right now. And you know what? I'm looking forward to the next 2 years. All right, let's get into the draft lottery. We do not have any lottery picks. The Spurs are projected to have the top 2 picks. It looks like the pick went back to the Hornets. I do not know what trade that's from. I've seen that, like, the Spurs have that Hornets pick before. I don't know exactly what trade it's from, and I can't, kind of think about it, honestly. I don't really know. We're up to the draft. We do not have our first round pick this year. We traded it. Nobody wants to give me anything for the second overall pick in round 2. I guess we'll draft somebody thinking positionally. We don't really need a backup anywhere. None of our guys are really that old. Maybe you could replace Kevon Looney. I was looking at this, and I'm like, that's a lot of centers, and I'm fucking stupid. Baba Miller, Ricky Counts, Julian Strouder, Jalen Wilson, Julian Phillips. Okay, cool. So there's some options here. Derek Levers. Baba Miller looks fun, though. He has a 7'7" listed wingspan. Holy shit. This man must be good at defense. All right, Baba Miller, welcome to the team. I don't know if he's actually going to play or not, but he's going to be on the team. 74 overall, second round pick. That's actually really good. Haliburton, Edwards, Bogdanovich accepts as well. Saban Lee, no, you were a two-way player. Oh, welcome back to the team. That's beautiful having all that. Grant Williams is a free agent. We definitely want to pay him, get him back. And, yeah, let's enter a free agency where we definitely have a couple of free agents. Jalen Noel, somebody I'd like to bring back, and I'll wait on Grant Williams just because he's restricted. Kendrick Nunn can probably, go somewhere else at this point. So, cool. All right, let's see. Anything else we really have to do that's major? I don't think there's a ton of things that I'm really going to change heading into year 2. By year 3, I'll definitely make at least one sort of big change just because that does get a little bit boring. But, heading into year 2, I think I'm pretty fine with this. So Jalen Noel comes back. We're now going to go ahead. We're going to pay Grant Williams, who wants around almost $11 million a year, which I can kind of live with. And welcome back to the team. All right, cool. Looking at this team right now, there's really not much I really feel like I need to change. I think maybe one change might be just trading Kennedy Chandler because I don't really need him at this point. He's probably really never going to play on this team. Actually, maybe I can combine him and TJ McConnell, who is a little bit older at this point in time. See if I can maybe go out and get a new starting point guard. Just let's see if there's any options here. Caruso, who's 29. He's not 31 yet, but he does regress. But, we get a draft pick, too. Yeah, give me Caruso. I like Alex Caruso a lot. Welcome to the team. We also get a draft pick. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2 here in Philly. Fresh off a championship, we really don't make any major changes. This team is hopeful to go back to the finals. Hopeful to maybe win another one. Here's how it's going to look. It's Trae Young, Tyrese Haliburton, Anthony Edwards. I cannot speak. John Collins, Clint Capella, both up to 83 overalls, which is great to see. We have Bogdanovich, Jalen Noel. We re-signed Grant Williams, who we re-signed. Kevon Looney still here. Caruso regressed. I knew it was going to happen, but it was also nice getting a draft pick and obviously, the Caruso show. I will see you guys at the end of year 2 here in Philly. 65-17 is a beautiful way to wrap up year 2. Obviously, it's great having some really good regular season records. And we did win a finals last year. I want to win another one. Luka, second straight MVP, second straight triple-double. No shocker there. Victor Wembanyama ends up going number 1 overall. It does win Rookie of the Year. Scoot Henderson, 6th Man of the Year. And OKC, I feel like you got to get a way to get him into the starting lineup. Giannis wins Depoy, Jaden Ivey most improved, Doc Rivers second straight coach of the year as well. And we are hopeful to go back in the finals and, yeah, maybe win another one. The Pelicans won 60 games. Maybe we'll meet them in the finals. Time will tell. Let's look at the numbers right here. As you can see, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, kind of the big three on this team, kind of leading the charge. I mean, having two guys that are almost, 10.5, 11 assists is just, it's ridiculous. Honestly, I mean, this stuff, the playmaking and the floor spacing on this team must be incredible. We have the Miami Heat here in round one. Oh my God. I've seen some of the rumors out there that the Heat could be a landing spot for Russ if they decide to trade him. I hate to say it, I don't hate to say it because I like Russ, but he's honestly not playing that bad. He definitely has some moments where I'm watching Lakers games and I'm like, why are you taking that shot in that situation? But he's really not playing that bad. It'll be interesting. It's clear to me that the Atlanta Hawks have not replaced Trae Young whatsoever because they're starting Jaden Bradley, whoever that is, the starting point guard. They have DeJounte Murray still at the 2 guard. Obviously, we traded them Tobias Harris. And, yeah, we traded them Joel Embiid as well. Wait, did we trade them Tobias Harris? Yeah, we did for John Collins. Okay, I was like, what the hell? So we did a swap with them over in Atlanta. It's fun that we're playing them here in the playoffs. Obviously, Joel Embiid hopefully is not going to dominate us too much. We do end up winning in 6. We have a tough Eastern Conference Finals because, again, this is always a team I try to avoid. You all know that. And, yeah, I don't know if we're going to get by them here. They're just so good, and honestly, they're such a pain in the ass to play against. And we're up 3-1. Back in the finals. Taking on this man right here, Mr. Zion Williamson. The man's probably an MVP candidate. The man's definitely at this point here in 2K anyways, a top 10 player. Let's get into it. CJ McCollum, Dyson Daniels, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Jonas Valanciunas. It's a pretty good starting 5. Let's see if we can get by them here and hopefully go back-to-back. We're 2-2 right now. We're up 3-2 and back-to-back finals. I will take it. I will take it. I was hoping to maybe win 1 today because obviously having such a good big 3 like the 76ers do with Embiid, Maxey, and Harden, pretty hard to reciprocate, but it's worked out for me beautifully so far in a way that I really didn't think it would. Let's send the draft lottery. I do not see any 76ers logos in here, so we're not going to have any picks. Thunder, Magic, Thunder again, Bulls, and then Pacers are your top 5. I stand by my statement. I don't think Doc Rivers is a great head coach, but you know what? You win back-to-back championships, back-to-back coach of the years. You're not going to fire the guy. We do not have any draft picks this year. That's honestly fine by me. I don't really think we need them. Kevon Looney, I'd like to bring back. I'm going to probably bring back Caruso and then look to trade him. It'd be dumb to just let him go for nothing. Halliburton and Anthony Edwards are obviously 2 of our bigger free agents that we've had throughout this video. But I'm very fortunate to say that, you know what, it is the final year. So they are getting qualifying offers. One of my favorite things about 3-year rebuilds. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to do Edwards. Yeah, so we're in a pretty good spot right now. I'd also like to bring back Bogdanovic. Again, he's a little bit older at this point. But honestly, I don't think it's really going to affect us too much. So, beautiful spot. We're going to get Halliburton and Edwards back in their qualifying offers, and then we're going to probably trade to find ourselves a new backup point guard. And other than that, I think we're probably all set. I mean, this is, I know some people, I see comments sometimes saying, when you make the trades yourselves, you don't, before season 1, you don't make as many trades throughout the video, and you're not wrong. I don't. And it's typically because I trade into a pretty good team in a pretty good situation. So, I do apologize, but I will find us a new backup point guard. So, let's go ahead and do that. Would have been cool to get to use Baba Miller. Unfortunately, there just wasn't really, a reason to use him today. So, point guard spot, I see some options immediately. Like Gary Payton, he's a little old. Rubio. Is there anybody in free agency that's not as... Yeah, this is not great. All right, how much money are these two making combined? Let me check that out. They're making, it's almost $10 million. So, let's look at point guards making like $12 million or less. Point guards here. This is just the process I do sometimes, in case any of you were curious how some of these teams get put together. We'll do $12.5 million, but Nashawn Highland would be beautiful. I don't know if the Nuggets could afford it, though. Yeah, they can't afford it. How about if instead, can you afford Baba Miller, and then you want every single draft pick I own? It's the final year. I don't really care. Just take them. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Seriously, you're getting 2 first-round picks for a bench piece. All right, cool. And then I'm just going to trade Caruso. I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final year. We make some pretty small tweaks to a team that's won 2 championships, and then we're looking to go right back and win a 3rd one. I haven't three-peated it in forever, and I really want to do it today. It's Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, John Collins, and Clint Capella. The bench unit, Bogdanovic remains at 6-man. Traded for Nashawn Highland, which obviously is awesome. I mean, if I traded for him in year 2, I wouldn't have given up that many draft picks, but hell, I'm excited to have him here now. Jalen Noel, Grant Williams, and Kevon Looney. Just a beautiful team. I want a 3-peat. Let's see if we can do it. The regular season greatness is just not ending. We went 74-8, which gives us the best record in NBA history. Obviously, the last time the team had the best record in NBA history, they didn't win a championship. So, yeah. I'm a little nervous. Darius Garland, MVP. Mikey Williams, Rookie of the Year. Henderson, second straight year of 6th Man of the Year. Anthony Davis, wow, found a new home in Toronto. Wins DPOY. I kind of like him in a Raptors jersey, I'm not going to lie. I don't want Anthony Davis in the same conference as my Celtics, though, because he is very good. Most improved goes to Gregory Jackson. Doc Rivers, 3rd straight Coach of the Year. I need to go out and win a 3rd championship. I do. Basically, the simplest way to put it is I need this to happen right now. I did not mean to do per 36. I'm all over the place. All right, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Haliburton. That's our big 3. John Collins, Highland, Bogdanovich, Noel, Capella, Williams, Kevon Looney. Led in boards by Clint Capella and assists. Obviously, 2 guys in double-digit assists. It's a thing of beauty. We have Charlotte here in the... What the hell are you doing here? Thanks for coming. Moving on to Toronto here. Obviously, as you saw, they have Anthony Davis now, and this is a pretty good team. This is a tremendous front court here with Scotty Barnes and Anthony Davis. Obviously, got Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, tremendous defensive player. Got Dylan Brooks on the bench as well. Let's see if we can get by AD in the Raptors here in round 2. We're up 3-1. We'll close them out in 5. We don't even have to face the Cavs. The Knicks swept the Cavs. What in the hell? I don't know. Pistons here, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Bojan Bogdanovic. I mean, this is still, besides Miles Turner and Jared Vanderbilt, the majority of this team's current core is kind of here right now in this starting lineup. Now, I will say that they've obviously progressed a little bit, but I still don't think they're anywhere near as good as we are. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's not blow the... Don't do this to me. Okay, cool. We're in the NBA Finals once again. We got a rematch here with the Pelicans. As you can see, their team is, very, very good. They have Marvin Bagley starting at center. I thought this dude was going to be so good in this league. I mean, he had a really good rookie season as well. I mean, the shooting numbers, especially in three-point, weren't great. But, like, wow, what happened here in 2019, 2020? God damn. All right, let's go ahead and sim the finals because I want my 3rd straight finals and I want my 3rd straight championship. And, oh, my God. I have not done that in a minute, and that feels really good. I mean, that is just a tremendous feeling. I was hoping to win 1 when I started this video. I almost just dropped my phone. I was hoping to win 1. We ended up 3-peating. I mean, it's just a thing of beauty. It really is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, you can leave a like down below. That'd be awesome. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. Always open to ideas. I really appreciate all the feedback I do get in these videos. So, yeah, that wraps this one up. This was a super fun team. I had a ton of fun in this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.